Good evening, students. Today we are going to learn about this circle. In this 10th standard, we have to learn about the tangent to a circle and its property. The various terms related to this circle, we had already learned in area related to circle and other chapter and also in class 9. So here we have to start with the tangent to a circle only. Okay? So let's start. What is this circle? We had learned earlier that circle is a path formed by a moving point such that its distance from a fixed point is always constant. That fixed point from which distance is measured is called the center of circle, and the constant distance is called the radius of the circle. Okay, it is one thing. Therefore, circle is commonly denoted by C with center O and radius R. It is this thing. Now, if we consider a circle and a line, then what are the possibilities that we have to learn here? Circle in reference to a line and a line. Then what are the possibilities? Students, if we have a circle, this one, and we want to draw a line in the same plane, then it is possible that line is not touching the circle. So it is non-intersecting condition. Second, it is possible that this line is just touching the circle at only one point. The third possibility is that this circle is intersected by a line at more than one point. Then what will be the maximum number of points where a line can touch a circle? It can be 2 only. If this is a circle and considering a line, you can get that the line is touching at 2 distinct points. So only these are the 3 possibilities when we consider a circle in reference to a line. So this first case is called non-intersecting. Non-intersecting. The second case is called as tangential line or tangential condition. And this line which is drawn, this line is called as basically tangent. The third case, where center is there and the circle is touching, not touching, rather it is cutting or intersecting our circle at 2 distinct points. We may call these 2 distinct points at A and B. So this is the third condition, and this line which is cutting the circle at 2 distinct, means different point, is called secant. So it is called as secant line or secant condition. A student, we have to learn about this second condition, that is tangential line and tangential condition, carefully. What we are observing in case of tangent, that the line and the circle have only one point common. That common point is common. Students, are you there? Okay. So this is tangential. So the point or the 2 points A and B in tangent, we can say that they have coincide together to just come to T. So no 2 distinct points. No 2 distinct point. Means only one point is there. A student, even the secant can be converted into the tangent. See how is that? Let us consider this circle in which AB is our secant with center O. Now you go on keeping this point A fixed, or you just fix the point A or fix this at A, you just fix it or keep this line as it is, but from the B you start moving downward. Then how this line become? It becomes somewhere like this. So it can be the B dash. Further, you can bring it out. It can be B double dash. Lastly, you will get just only one point which is common. So A. So secant gets converted into tangent when A and B are coinciding. Then what is the effect? What become the chord length? And what is the criteria for the perpendicular distance of a chord from the center? That we have to understand. So here we shall write if A coincide with B, this implies it become. Students, are you there? I am losing on the other screen.
Yes,
It
sir.
become, hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It become tangent. So it is this one. Okay. So this way we have to understand what is the tangent, what is the secant. Students, if you just recall the previous concepts, we have learned that secant means this is the secant, the center O, point A and B. Since the secant is an open line, we may write this as X and Y. But the portion between or the line segment AB inside this circle or in interior of this circle is called as the chord. So chord is this much. But when this B moves to A or coincide with A, hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not getting the link on the other screen. So when this B coincide with A, then what is the chord length? Chord length become 0. Another thing that we had learned, the perpendicular from center to the chord as M. This have some length different from the radius, means this O to M, let us call this O to M as X, and this O to A as radius R. So the chord length or A to M, AM, this is half of AB, and this AM can be calculated with the help of R and X. So this AB length become 0 or AM length become 0. In this case, what will happen? This x will coincide with the radius r. So while x coincide with the radius r, means what were the earlier perpendicular, the tangent at A become perpendicular to the circle itself. It will perpendicular to the radius. So very first property is a tangent is perpendicular to a circle, or the radius is always perpendicular to the tangent. So radius is perpendicular to tangent. And so one thing is this radius is perpendicular to tangent, and it is the smallest distance of the tangent from the center, and it is the smallest distance of tangent from center of circle. It is this one. So two things we have to keep in mind. If we draw tangent to a circle, then the radius will be perpendicular to that tangent. And if we are talking for distance of this tangent from the center of circle, it is same as radius. It cannot, means the tangent cannot come closer to the center of this circle other than this radius. So the closest distance of this tangent, or the smallest distance of this tangent from the center, is the radius itself. So this thing we have to keep in mind. So this same thing, or this statement, is stated in different ways and even explained in books and study material in different ways. So let me explain one more method, the same information. So students, tangent is perpendicular to radius. Whether I write a radius is perpendicular to the tangent or tangent is perpendicular to the radius, means the same thing. And at smallest distance, and the radius is smallest distance of this tangent from the center, from the center of circle. So these two things we have to keep in mind together. Let us understand by other way. First, in first approach, I had explained you when the secant or the chord converted into tangent, then how it become perpendicular. Getting? This was my first approach. There is other way of explaining the same. What is that other way? So take a tangent. It is just touching this circle. Consider the center at O. The tangent point is our M. Student, I hope you might be getting the line XY. It is a line. This line XY is called as the tangent. This line XY is called as the tangent, and it is touching the circle at M. So M is called as point of tangent. Point of tangent also. Then we have to understand two things. First one is OM is our radius. It is first thing. And second, this OM is perpendicular to XY. It is the other thing. Means this OM is the shortest distance of this tangent from the center that we want to tell. While it is a tangent, keep in mind, it is just touching at one point, that point. So this can be proved or understood by contradiction method, which is another popular method in mathematics. So a student, let us consider OM is not the shortest distance. Means this R is the shortest distance. This we want to prove. So let OM not shortest distance. If we are considering OM is not the shortest distance, then let us consider a point P somewhere at the shortest distance. Let it be P. Now, if we are considering the P, then join OP. Observe it. Join OP. Now, we have to understand what is the situation of this P. Here we are observing that P, whether it is inside the circle, on the circle, or outside the circle. There are the three possibilities. Here we are observing P is outside the circle. While P is outside the circle, it means we can write for this OPA square is equals to PMA square plus MOA square. It's obvious while it is outside, this OP will be greater than our radius R. It is one thing. Therefore, this P cannot be shortest. P cannot be shortest. It is one thing. Another, if we are considering a point P inside, then what is the possibility? Just understand. If we are considering a point P somewhere inside, then it will not lies on this tangent. Okay? Or otherwise this tangent have to pass through the other point also. Then it become a secant. So it become like this one. Getting? Also, if P inside the circle, tangent. That is not a tangent. So while it is not a tangent, means M or this R is the shortest distance. So this method is called as the contradiction method. A student, this hypothesis or this kind of theoretical questions are not asked. You have to just understand the concept. Sometimes this contradiction based question may be asked in your MCQs. So what we have to keep in mind, that the tangent is perpendicular to the radius. It is one thing that we need to keep in mind. Or the smallest distance of this tangent from the center is our radius itself. That is the other way of speaking the same thing. So these are the two things we have to keep in mind here. Now regarding this tangent, we have to, whether radius perpendicular to tangent or tangent perpendicular to radius mean the same thing. Okay? And it is the smallest one. Now for a circle, how many tangents can be drawn from any external point? So write down the second point. Number of tangents to a circle from, we are considering only one circle, from an external point. It is important because the questions are framed on this topic only. Students, we are given with a circle, or better to draw the perfect circle. So let us consider a circle and any external point, and we will try to draw the tangent. Let us consider this as a circle with center O. Now let us take another point. The center of this circle is our O. Let us take any external point, from an external point. Let us consider any external point P. A student, this P may be on the either side or maybe anywhere outside this circle. So this P can be in the bottom, can be in the top, can be on the left side, or can be on the right side of the circle. But P should not be on the circle or inside the circle. That much. Otherwise, tangent cannot be drawn. So from this P, we want to draw a tangent. For drawing the tangent, let me take the ruler. Student, let us try to adjust this. Keep this ruler passing through P and draw it. What we are getting? We have to make only one point common. Then we can draw like this, where we are observing only one point as common. Let this line be XY, or maybe named as AB. This is the line. Other way, keeping this P point fixed. Now, this was our one of the tangent. Keeping this P point fixed, I want to draw the other tangent. Can I get? Surely we can get on the other side. Are you getting? This is the other point or other line rather. So this, let us call this as C and D. And the external point that we have considered is our P. So what we are observing that there can be two tangents. So write the point wise. First point is two tangents possible. That is the first thing that we need to keep in mind. So two possible tangent it is one thing. What they are? They are our A, B and C, D. But tangent is always given in term of the length from the external point to the point where it is touching the circle. Let us call the tangent is touching at point at T at this point, or we may consider this point as T1 and another point as T2. Okay, let us denote this. That is, what are the tangent? It is our PT1 and PT2. These are the two tangents. It is one thing. Now come to the properties of these tangents. The property of this tangent is that these PT1 and PT2 are called as the length of tangent. I think length of tangent means the length of the line segment from the external point to the tangential point. PT1 and PT2 are length of tangent. Though tangent is considered as a line, a single tangent is considered, then it simply means a line which have infinite length. But we are talking tangent from a point, it means from that point to the point where the line is touching the circle. That is called the length of tangent. The third point, it is found that, or not found, it can be proved that length of two tangent drawn from the external point are equal. That is very important property. And based on this, so many questions are framed. So let us take it. So length of tangents so length of tangents, how many tangents that we can draw? Two tangents basically, or sometime also written as length of two tangent drawn from an external point from an external point. Sometimes this language drawn from external point is even not required, is equal, is equal. Okay, it is this thing. Means the length of tangents are equal. It is not is, rather it is are, student. So we have to prove these two lengths are equal. How we can prove? That is also very easy, and sometimes this proof is also asked. So let us take this. Consider a circle. Proof is asked. Okay, student? So you have to know this. So let us take a circle, draw the this time we will not draw the entire line, rather we will draw only the point P and the length of tangent that we can take. Let us take a ruler. Let us consider a point P somewhere outside the then draw the tangent. P to T. And on the other side, you also have to draw properly so that you can fill it. If you have the geometry box, that is the best habit. And the other point is our Q. Now, you have to join the center to these tangential points. Here we can get that these tangential points join it. Since it is a tangent, what does it mean? So coming back to the earlier figure, we have learned that center is always at perpendicular, or the radius is always perpendicular. Means radius drawn at the tangential point is always making 90 degree. Okay, so it is this thing. So this property we can use here. So this angle is our 90 degree. Angle at the T means PTO is 90 degree. PQO is also 90 degree. That is one thing. So it is understood. We have to prove here PT is equals to PQ. So what is to prove? PT is equals to PQ. Then let us go for the construction. Join P to O. Join P O. O is our center. Join it. We may join it by the solid line or even by the diffuse line. You are free to join. Let me join it. This is my construction. Now, for equality of any line segment in geometry or equality of angle, wherever triangle, we need to go for congruency of two triangles. So that concept we need to use here. Take in triangle POQ. Observe carefully. POQ means upper triangle, and another POT, the other triangle, which is on the lower side. These are the two triangles that we are taking. So what we can observe for this? Let us first recall the congruency condition. Here OQ is same as OT because both are radius, and angle OQP is same as angle OTP because tangent is perpendicular. Another one is what? PO is common to both the triangle. Why? It is common. It is visible from our construction. So what we are observing, the criteria of RHS is satisfied here. So by RHS, the two triangle become congruent. So let us write it. For the triangle POQ, angle OQP is equals to angle OTP, each 90 degree, as radius is perpendicular to tangent. It is this rule by which we have written this angle as 90 degree. Why 90 we have taken? It is because of this. Each one is 90 degree as the radius is perpendicular to the tangent. One is this one. Another, this OQ is equals to OT. Why? Each radius of same circle. Another, OP is equals to OP. Why? By construction, it appears that it is common. Therefore, triangle POQ become congruent to triangle POT. To triangle. Why? That criteria we have to write by RHS congruency. It is this one. Therefore, the length of the triangle in triangle POQ, which is not given equal, it is our PQ, will be equal to PT, the corresponding length in the other triangle. It is called as CPCT. Congruent, corresponding part of congruent triangle. Okay, so this way we have proved that the tangents are of equal length. Therefore, tangent from external point are equal. It is one thing that we have proven. Okay, student, it is one thing that we have proven, but this gives another thing also. What is that? A student, since these two triangles are congruent, so other thing that we can observe is regarding this angle. This angle will also be equals to this angle. Though it is not the part of this theorem, but it is very helpful or useful. So we can write also angle QPO is equals to angle TPO, and each will be equals to how much? Half the angle between the two tangent. Half of angle QPT. Okay, it is the other relation. So a student, the two relation that length of tangents are equal, and other relation that each of the angle made by this tangent with line joining the center to that point, these two are also equal, or line joining the point to the center divides the angle between the two tangent. So let me write in language form. So line joining the point and center is bisecting angle between the two tangents from that point. It is the other thing that we need to keep. Okay, these two are very useful and very helpful thing. Now coming to the more thing or few more thing, let us analyze this.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, while doing the question, we should prove every time we should prove that this two angle bisect, or we can directly use it.
You can use it directly, provided if you have to use it for say similarity condition or writing the ratios, then you can write it directly. And if it is asked that the line joining the center and is bisecting, then you have to prove it as we have done. Okay, but we will solve some question where we will use it directly, like similarity that we will learn. That the next topic is related to that one only. So just see what I am going to, how I am going to use this. See, students, sometime what else can be observed from this? It is the key thing that we have to learn, and the analysis what we are doing, based on that we have to solve the question. Now let us join the chord PQ. So how many points we have written? 2, 3 points we have written. 3 points, rather we shall make this as the fourth point. You can keep it in mind and you can use it directly unless or until it is asked to be proved. So no need to prove. The fifth point, so the chord joining the point of tangents. Chord joining point of tangents. What is the chord joining point of tangents? Yeah, student?
OP.
Good. It is our QT. So join this QT. So while joining this QT, what are the other properties that can be concluded? What are the angle? What are the other properties that can be concluded that we have to observe? So join it. Yes, just join it. After joining, what are the things that can be concluded from this? A student, the chord joining the tangent. What we are observing here, QT is the chord, but we have observed that QP O and triangle TPO, these two are congruent. Or even from the class 9th concept, we can say the perpendicular from the center to the chord is here OP. It means this OP will bisect the chord into two equal parts. So let us consider the line joining this center to the point of chord OP is intersecting the given chord QT at M. Then this chord QT is perpendicular to OP. Means the chord is perpendicular to the line joining the center to the point of, or the external point from where the chord is drawn. So right, chord joining the tangent is perpendicular. It is not only perpendicular, perpendicular means 90 degree, as well as bisector. So chord joining the tangent is perpendicular to the line joining center of circle and external point from where chord is drawn. Okay, from where the chord is drawn. Keep in mind, here this QT is perpendicular to PO. Noticeable point is that here this PM is not equals to MO, but QM is equals to MT. Reversely, or even in other point, we can also write here line joining this the external point from where the chord is drawn to the center, line joining external point and center is perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector means it is bisecting the chord joining the point of tangent. Joining the point of tangent Okay, that is what is this? Means our QT is perpendicular to OP, it's okay, and our QM is also equals to MT. Student, this can be proven separately also. How? Take the triangle. If this is required to be proved that this is bisecting, then you can take the triangle QMO and the other side triangle TMO. Though this proof is rarely asked or even not asked, but you must know it. Triangle TMO, these two. What we have? We have both sides. This OQ is equals to the other side is OT. Both are radius. Another one, we have this OM is equals to OM. Why? It is the common. And since it is the chord and it is the perpendicular, so therefore the two angle will be your 90 degree. Or the other way of looking is this one is also like this. Since it is forming isosceles triangle, so you can also say this angle is equals to this angle. Okay, that way you can also write. If you want to avoid this, it is 90 degree. Also, we may write angle OQM. OQM is equals to angle OTM. Why? Since it is isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Which triangle is isosceles we are talking? For OQT. This triangle is isosceles. That's why these are equated. So what we have? By which theorem we can say it is equal? Is this catching anything or not? Or even we can directly use this angle OMQ. OMQ is equals to angle OMT, each equals to 90 degree. So by this way we can say by RHS, the two triangles are congruent. So this way congruency can be proved. So wherever required, you must recall for the concept of congruency and apply. Here we have to keep in mind that the line joining the external point and center is perpendicular to the chord joining the point of tangent. Okay, this is the point that we have to keep in mind. It is very much helpful. This we will use. Now coming to the few more things. Now let us come for the angle relation. For angle, let us denote the angle between the tangent and angle formed by the Now let us come for the angle relation. Students, we may consider the angle between the tangent as the alpha. Then on one side, the angle become alpha by 2. So let us denote this angle, entire angle by, let us call this as theta. Okay, student? Denote this angle by theta. Then this angle become theta by 2. The other side angle is also our theta by 2. Alpha by 2 and alpha by 2. This is our alpha by 2. So write this as alpha by 2. This angle will again your alpha by 2. So what is the relation between this alpha and theta? So that we want to write. So our next property, property number 6, is that the angle between the tangent and angle between the radius joining the point of tangent to the center. That one. What is that? Here we are observing that the tangent are at 90 degree. So in quadrilateral QPTO, we can start from the point Q. The angle at Q is our 90 degree because tangent is perpendicular to radius. The angle between two tangent as theta, and at point T, again the angle is 90 degree because the tangent is perpendicular to radius, and at center the angle is our alpha. So this become in a quadrilateral, by the angle sum property of a quadrilateral, it is 360 degree. It simply means 90 become 180. So theta plus alpha is 180 degree. This we need to keep in mind. Okay. So angle, sum of the angle between the tangent and angle subtended by the sector at the center is 180 degree. Students, are you there? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Because on other screen I am frequently losing the connection. some network issues. So write sum of angles between the two tangent and the angle at center by the radius joining the two tangential point. Okay, that's simply called as the angle at center. This is the default mean is 180 degree. Okay, it is this one. Many a time it is the term like supplementary and complementary is used. So what is the angle between the two tangent? It is supplementary to the angle at the center. That is angle at center. This way MCQ is framed. At center is option A, supplementary to the angle between tangent, complementary to the angle between tangent, none of these, both of these. So students are getting confused. When the sum of two angle is 180 degree, it is called as supplementary. Is supplementary to the angle between tangents. It is one thing that we need to keep in mind. Okay, student?
Sure.
Or, yeah, any doubt?
Sir, what is PQOT as triangle?
P, Q, O, and T. This angle.
Sir,
P,
it can be also triangle, no? If R 2R its diameter.
a student. Now let us come to the other concept, where we had learned that if we are given with a right angle triangle and perpendicular is drawn from this right angle to the hypotenuse, then these three triangles are similar among themselves and the ratio can be written. In the similar fashion, if we are considering only the top one, then what we are observing? Yes, students, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I don't know when I have lost the connection because on other screen it was not visible. So I could not understand when. Did you people had listened this analysis or not?
No, sir.
So what I had done, I had copied this figure. What is here? And here I want to prove that the angle between the line joining the external point to the center is same as the angle between the radius and line joining the or the point of tangent or the chord joining the point of tangent. So write that one first. Therefore, angle between the tangent and line joining the external point and center, external point and center. It is one side. What is here? Here it is the x. Okay, it is the x. That is x here. It's same as or is equal to the line, sorry, the angle between the chord joining the point of tangent and the radius. Same as angle between the chord joining point of tangent tangents and the radius. Are you getting? It simply means whatever this angle which is taken between this tangent and the line joining the external point to the center is same as the angle between this chord joining the point of tangent and the radius. Okay, this way. Even this part is also, we have also learned, it is dividing. So this will be x. As alpha plus x is 90 degree. That is also followed here. So this way the relation or the angle network is too much disturbing. Okay, what I was explaining is that a student, if you take a circle from any external point, draw tangent, then from this external point to tangent T, also you join the external point to the center, then whatever the angle x is formed here, the same angle will be if you are joining this point of tangent to the center by the radius. It is hello, hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because another screen I have lost the connection. Okay, so a student, so this way you have to keep in mind the angle between the line joining the center to the external point. This angle is same as angle between the chord joining the point of tangents, means the two tangent PT and P. I think network is quite disturbing. We shall stop the class here. Tomorrow I will explain the question and revise this, because I get irritated how much time I shall join. Students, are you there? Still
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay. It appears we shall stop the class because I have to explain few questions and perhaps we could not do it. So better to stop it here. Students, just whatever we have learned, let me just recall it to you people. Then I will stop the class. So students, another very small concept or topic is that it is not in the form of question, rather number of tangents for two circles. Number of rather common tangent we shall consider. So number of common tangent for the two circles. This we want to understand. A student, two circles are given to you. So how the two circle can be? It may be possible that this one circle is inside the other circle and they are touching at only one point. So only one tangent can be drawn. The another possibility is one circle touching the other circle. Then how many tangents can be drawn? Observe, one tangent, two tangent, and this three tangent can be drawn. Another one is these two circles are not touching each other. Then how many tangents can be drawn? One tangent, two tangent. Any more tangent can be drawn, or is it over? Still we can draw more tangent. Third tangent and the fourth tangent. This way the fourth tangent can be drawn. Just you have to keep this thing in mind. That's all. So we have to write this situation 1, 2, and 3. So there could be three situations. So number of common tangent for two circle can be one only, or 3, or 4. When so this circle is inside other circle, means internal circle. This is for internal touching circle, touching circles. This three tangent for externally touching circle. Externally, students, are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Touching circle, and 4 for non-intersecting or not touching circle. Okay? Non-intersecting. Is there other possibility? Intersecting circle. Yes, student, still one more possibility is there. What is that? So you can get one circle is this, another circle is this. So the cross tangent or common tangent just touching these two circles is not possible, but the two tangent like this is possible. So this is the fourth one. So write down the two tangent when for intersecting circle. Intersecting circle. So these are the numbers that you have to keep in mind. Question is asked in your MCQs. Okay. So in first condition, you are getting their center are at different position. Maybe write as O1, O2. Their radius are also different. You may write this one as R1 and other as R2. So in this case, we have only one tangent. In second case, this is the case of internally touching. Internal or internally touching. This is the condition of externally or external touch. In this case, we have the three tangents. This is what? Non-intersecting. So it is maximum. So question is also asked, in which case the number of tangent will be maximum. So it is non-intersecting. It is our intersecting circles. So in this case, we have the two tangents. So these are the all concepts. Other smaller concepts we are already knowing since our class 9th, that if we consider a circle like this with PQ as one of the chord, it is nothing but revision of your previous class. Then if we consider this as the P length, this much as the only this much as the X length, this will also be your X length, it will be in the middle. This as the radius R, then you can write for R square is equals to P square plus X square. Okay, it is one thing that we are knowing. Another thing regarding the tangents that we have written so many kind of relation, means if we consider the circle like this, here tangent T, this is the radius R, then the distance between the center O, this length, if we consider this as length of tangent as L, this distance as D, then the second relation is like this. It is our 90 degree. So distance between the center D square is equals to the perpendicular L square plus R square. So these two Pythagoras theorem are most frequently used for solving the numerical. Student, there are few more things related to this, but that is being deleted from your syllabus. So those things I'm not going to teach. PTA square is equals to PA into PB. Those things, those relations are also there. So student, let us quickly just revise whatever we have learned, the theoretical thing. Tomorrow I will solve the numerical. I was thinking to finish this chapter, but smoothly we could not conduct the class. That's why we could not finish this chapter. So I have to solve some of the question. So circle is the path formed by a moving point. Circle in reference to line, it may be non-intersecting or it may be just touching, called tangent, or maybe intersecting at more than one point, means the 2 point, it is called as the secant. So secant get converted into tangent if the 2 points are coinciding. And this tangent is touching the circle at only 1 point, and the minimum distance of this tangent from the center is equals to radius of the circle, and this radius is always perpendicular to the tangent. And we have explained by two methods. First, by considering the chord, bringing the chord length to 0, that method. And another explanation I had given, if the P is outside or inside, then either it will be shorter or longer. Longer, then it will not be the perpendicular, and it is not possible to be a tangent. If it is shorter, then it becomes secant. It was that. The next thing that we have learned about the number of tangent on the single circle, there can be 2 tangent from any external point, that is one thing. Then the length of this tangent, that can be calculated. So this length of tangent, these 2 tangent are equal, that is one thing, and the angle made are also equal. Another relation here, even we can also write This is acting as the hypotenuse. So OP square is equals to this R square and the length of tangent L square. It is also possible. Means our OQ square plus QP square, or the distance between the external point and the center D square is equals to R square plus length of tangent L square, or the length of tangent L can be calculated by taking the square root of D square minus R square. Based on this, MCQs are framed. So this is the other relation that we need to keep in mind. So the three relations that we need to keep in mind. One is the length of these two tangents are equal. This one and this one, they are equal. Another, the angle made are also equal. And the third one, the distance between this external point and center to the length of tangent and radius, their relation by Pythagoras theorem. Students, are you there or I have lost the connection? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one is the chord joining the point of tangent is perpendicular to the line joining the external point to the center. And the angle, which angle are equal here? Here two kind of angle relation have to be kept in mind. One is sum of the angle at the center and the angle between the tangent, that is 180 degree. It is this one. The other one is the angle between the tangent and the line joining the center to external point is same as angle between the chord joining the tangential point and the radius. Okay, these two angle relation we have to keep in mind. One is sum of the angle between tangent and at the center is supplementary. Another, half of the angle between the tangent is equals to the angle between the chord and the radius. Okay, it is this one. So these are the two way of remembering or asking. So this. Now since the the chord joining the point of tangent is perpendicular to the line joining the external point at the center, so the three triangles form are similar, so we can frequently write the ratio. How to write the ratio? This is nothing but same as our applying the concept of similar triangle. So this ratio is useful for calculating the unknown. So this ratio and Pythagoras theorem. So which two angles are equal? That I had proved here. The same thing what I had already spoken. The same thing is written in the statement also here, and explained that this theta by 2, then the other angle between the center and the chord joining the point of tangent, they are equal. But the sum of the angle between the the angle at the external point between the tangent and the angle between the radius at the center, it is 180 degree. It is this one. So these are the concepts. Another, number of common tangents that can be drawn, that depends on which kind of two circles are there. First one, if the two circles are touching internally, then only one tangent. If they are touching externally, then 3 tangent. If they are not touching, then there can be 4 tangent. If they are intersecting, rather than touching, they have some common, then there could be the 2 tangent. A student, in this case, the additional things are possible, like if O1 is one center, O2 is other center. So the same relation as we have done earlier. So this will be the the chord joining the point of intersection that will be perpendicular to the line joining the center. This can also be proved by taking the 90-degree angle and the two triangles. Okay, it is this one. Based on this, we will also see the question. The other Pythagoras theorem relation can be for the single circle in which the chord, radius, and distance of this chord from the center is given, or maybe for the tangent, the distance of the point from the center and the radius. So these two Pythagoras theorem are also helpful. So these are the concepts related to this. We will solve the question related to this tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will have more than enough time to finish this, and if possible, we will start the next chapter of science if possible. Otherwise, student, your task is please collect your question of the topics, whatever, or the chapters, or even from the entire mathematics, because tomorrow this mathematics will be finished, and ask it tomorrow. Okay, student, any doubt? Then please ask. Are you there? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this way I had explained all the concepts. So concept wise nothing is left, but questions are left, because how to solve this question, that is equally important. So that today we cannot do it, otherwise I will need another 1 hour. Okay, so tomorrow I will solve the question based on equality of tangent and how the angles. Okay, students, so regarding today, if you have any doubt, then please ask, because in the meantime the network was disturbed so many times. So if you have any doubt in any part, then I will explain it again. Otherwise, I shall stop the class. Yes, student. Ask if you have any doubt in any of the part of this. Yes, student, no doubt? Regarding this 7, you are advised to go through this similar triangle, how these two triangles become similar and how we are writing the ratio. Because tomorrow we will solve the question based on this concept also. Something will be given, something will be missing, we will directly write the ratio and quickly calculate it. Even this can be calculated by Pythagoras theorem also, but that is too much lengthy. So we prefer writing the ratios. No doubt, then shall we stop? Yes, students. None of you are responding.
Yes.